The alarm lights flashed red across the bridge of Earth's flagship, Horizon. Commander Arik Hale stood in the center, watching the silent stars outside the window. He did not know yet that today would change the fate of all humans forever. A deep voice came through the ship's speakers. "The Galactic Council requests immediate connection," the AI announced. Arik gave a calm nod, but his heart was tense. The Council never contacted humanity without a reason, and it was never a good one. The hologram activated, and 12 alien figures appeared, each one a leader of an ancient and powerful race. Their eyes were cold, distant, and full of judgment. Arik stood tall, refusing to show fear. "Humanity," the High Elder spoke, "your species has been judged unstable and dangerous." Arik felt the whole bridge freeze in shock. Before he could answer, the Elder continued, "Effective now. Humans are exiled from the central galaxy." Gasps filled the room. Arik stepped forward, anger rising in his chest. "You cannot punish an entire species without reason," he said in a firm voice. But the Council was unmoved. "You grow too fast," another alien declared. "You invent weapons too easily," said a third. "You challenge every limit," said a fourth. "To protect the galaxy, humans must be removed," the High Elder finished. Arik clenched his jaw. Humanity was not perfect, but they were not monsters. They had survived wars, hunger, and darkness, and they had learned from it. But the Council did not care about the truth, only their fear. The hologram faded. The order was final. Within hours, alien fleets surrounded human space, forcing every human ship to move toward the dark edge of the galaxy. The place was known as the Void Rim, a silent and dangerous frontier where even star maps refused to show details. The journey there took weeks, every day. Arik saw the anger and confusion in the eyes of his crew. They had been loyal defenders of peace, and now they were treated like criminals. But Arik kept his voice strong. "Humans do not break," he reminded them. "Humans rise." When they finally reached the Void Rim, a cold darkness stretched out before them. There were no trade routes, no colonies, no known life, only empty stars and mysteries hidden in the shadows. As the fleet settled into orbit around a lonely dead planet, something strange happened. The sensors began to detect a repeating signal from deep within the planet's crust, a low, pulsing energy that felt ancient and alive. Arik ordered a landing team. He joined them personally, refusing to send others into danger without him. The surface was silent, covered in black stone and frozen dust, but the signal grew stronger the closer they walked to the center of the wasteland. Then they found it, a massive underground door, carved with symbols no human had ever seen. The metal was old, older than any known civilization, and yet it opened by itself when Arik touched it, as if it recognized him. Inside was a chamber filled with glowing machines. The air vibrated with unknown power. Arik felt a chill as he realized something important. The humans were not exiled to hide them. They were exiled to keep them away from this. A voice echoed from the deeper tunnels, not spoken but felt in his mind. "Welcome, children of Earth," it whispered. "You were expected." Arik stepped forward, heart pounding. He understood one thing clearly. This exile was not a punishment. It was the beginning of something far greater, and whatever awaited humanity in the darkness, it was powerful enough to make the Galactic Council afraid. Commander Arik Hale stood inside the ancient chamber, feeling the low hum of alien power around him. The machines glowed with soft blue light, like they were waking up after a long sleep. His team looked nervous, but also amazed. No one had ever seen technology like this before, not even in the records of the Galactic Council. Arik stepped closer to a circular platform in the center of the room. The runes on its surface shifted slowly, forming shapes that almost looked like human letters. It was impossible, yet the evidence was in front of him. Something here knew humanity, maybe even waited for them. Lieutenant Mara whispered, "Commander, this place feels alive." Arik nodded. Trying to stay calm, "Stay alert," he said. "We do not know what this machine can do." As he spoke, the platform suddenly lit up brighter. A wave of energy rushed outward, gentle but powerful. The dust on the floor lifted into the air, swirling like mist. His team raised their weapons, fear rising, but nothing attacked them. Instead, a holographic figure appeared above the platform. It was tall, armored, and shaped almost like a human, but its body was made of energy, not flesh. Its voice echoed inside their minds rather than their ears. "You have come at last," the figure said. "You children of the lost world." Arik stepped forward. "Who are you?" he asked. The figure's glowing head tilted slightly. "I am the guardian of the vault," it answered. "This place holds the knowledge of the first builders." The name meant nothing to the humans, but the guardian continued. "They were the oldest civilization in the galaxy. They created wonders and weapons beyond imagination. They vanished long before your species was born." Arik frowned. "Why did the Galactic Council send us here?" he asked. The guardian paused, as if choosing its words carefully. "You were not sent by them," it said. "You were returned." The room fell silent. Mara glanced at Arik, confused. Arik kept his voice steady. "What do you mean?" he asked. The guardian raised a hand, and the walls of the chamber shifted. Images appeared, stars forming, empires rising, ancient battles lighting up the galaxy. Then an image of Earth flashed into view, glowing like a jewel in the darkness. "You are descendants of the first builders," the guardian said. "You carry their spark inside you." Arik's chest tightened. It sounded impossible, but somehow it also felt true. Humans had always advanced too fast, always adapted too quickly. Now he understood why the council feared them. They were afraid of the past coming back. Outside the chamber, alarms began to beep on their transport ship. Mara checked her wrist display. "Commander, we have a problem," she said. "Unknown ships detected near orbit." Arik turned to the guardian. "Is this your doing?" he asked. The guardian shook its glowing head. "No," it said. "The council follows you." Arik's eyes hardened. He knew this day would come sooner or later. The council wanted to keep humans weak, lost, and far from the truth. But now humans were learning the truth anyway. "We need weapons," Arik said. "We need ships. We need to survive." The guardian lowered its hand, and the machines around them shifted again. A massive doorway opened in the far wall, releasing a bright golden light. Inside the vault, the guardian said, "You will find the knowledge to rise." Arik looked at his team. Every face showed fear and excitement. They were no longer victims of exile. They were explorers on the edge of a forgotten legacy. Arik stepped through the glowing doorway first, his voice steady and full of purpose. "Humanity does not fall," he said. "Humanity rises." And with that, the second chapter of humanity's destiny began. Commander Arik Hale walked deeper into the vault, the golden light wrapping around his team like warm fire. The air vibrated with strange energy, almost like the heartbeat of a sleeping giant. Metal walls shifted smoothly as they passed, reacting to their presence. It was clear this place was not dead. It was waiting. The hallway opened into a massive chamber that stretched farther than any human eyes could measure. Machines floated in the air, large as houses and small as grains of sand, all moving in slow, beautiful patterns, like stars dancing in a hidden sky. Mara whispered in awe, "Commander, this is impossible." But Arik only felt determination. If this was their inheritance, then humanity was meant for greatness. The guardian appeared again in glowing form. "This is the Arsenal Hall," it said. "Here the first builders created technology far beyond the council." Arik stepped forward, eyes sharp. "We need to defend ourselves," he said. "The council will not let us survive." The guardian raised a glowing hand. 3 machines drifted closer, unfolding like metallic flowers. Inside each one was a device shaped like a crystal engine. "These are star cores," the guardian explained. "They can power ships faster than light. They can create shields that bend reality. They can turn a small fleet into a force that even the council fears." Arik's heartbeat quickened. Humanity had always fought with limited resources, old reactors, basic shields, slow engines, but now they had something greater, something ancient, something powerful. His team began scanning the devices. Every reading came back impossible. Energy levels higher than any human reactor. Material composition that human science could not even define. Mara looked at Arik, eyes bright. "If we use this tech on the horizon and our other ships, we could build a new fleet." Arik nodded slowly. "A fleet strong enough to survive, and maybe strong enough to return." They worked for days. Human engineers learned faster than anyone expected. It was as if the machines were built for human hands. Panels opened only when touched by a human. Control systems shifted into simple patterns the moment a human approached. The vault was teaching them, guiding them, preparing them. Outside, the exiled human colony grew stronger. They built new outposts on the dead planet. They repaired ships, trained soldiers, and prepared for whatever came next. Hope replaced fear. Purpose replaced confusion. Then one night, the alarms screamed. Arik rushed to the command tower. A hologram showed Council scout ships entering the Void Rim. Small, fast vessels. scouting the human exile zone. Mara looked worried. They are looking for us, she said. Arek's expression hardened. No, he said. They are checking if we died. He turned to his officers. Prepare the horizon. Install the first star core. We will not hide. The installation took hours. The star core merged with the ship's reactor like it had been waiting for this moment. Lights across the horizon brightened. Power readings shot upward. Everyone stared in disbelief. The old human battleship now had the power of a star inside it. Arek stepped onto the bridge, his voice firm and steady. Today humanity rises, he said. We were exiled to break us, but instead we will build an empire. The horizon launched from the planet's surface, moving with a smoothness and speed no human ship ever had before. The scouting council ships detected its approach and panicked. Their sensors could not identify the new energy signature. They had no idea humanity had awakened ancient power. With one burst of speed, the horizon appeared behind them. No council ship had ever seen a human vessel move like that. Their fear was clear in every frantic message they sent. Arek watched calmly. Send them back with a message, he said. Humanity is not finished. The frightened scout ships escaped into hyperspace, and the news of humanity's rise began spreading across the galaxy. Some aliens trembled. Some were curious. Some were terrified. But one thing was certain. The human empire had begun. The horizon returned to the growing human colony, with victory in its engines. But Commander Arek Hale knew the small council scouts were only the beginning. The real storm was coming. Humanity had revealed its strength, and the council would never ignore that. The colony was buzzing with energy when Arek arrived. Engineers worked day and night, using the first builder technology to upgrade human ships. New reactors, stronger hulls, faster engines. It was no longer a broken exile fleet. It was the start of a new empire. Arek gathered his officers in the command chamber. A massive star map hovered above the table, showing the galaxy and the void rim. Red markers flashed at the edge of human space. Mara pointed at the clusters. Council patrol fleets, she said. They are surrounding the zone. Arek studied the pattern silently. They want to trap us, he said. They want to crush us before we rise. The room felt heavy with tension, but no one suggested surrender. Humans had been pushed for too long, and now they were stronger than ever before. That night, the Guardian appeared again in the colony center, glowing like a living star. The council fears your return, it said. They have seen this story before. Arek stepped closer, eyes sharp. What story? He asked. The Guardian lifted its hand. Images formed in the ancient wars, the first builders battling a massive hidden enemy. Council fleets betraying them, trapping them, ensuring their fall. The council did not protect the galaxy, the Guardian said. They protected their control. Arek understood immediately. They exiled us for the same reason, he said. To stop us from rising like the first builders. The Guardian nodded slowly. And because something else is waking. Before Arek could ask more, alarms began to ring across the colony. A huge projection appeared in the Sky Council warships entering the Void Rim in formation. Not scouts, warships, hundreds of them. Their silver hulls shimmered like blades in the darkness. The people gathered in fear. Mara ran to Arek's side. They are sending a full blockade fleet, she said. They want to end us now. Arek's voice remained calm. Prepare the horizon and all upgraded ships. Today we stand. The humans launched into space. Dozens of newly empowered ships moving with impossible speed. The horizon led the charge. Star Core glowing bright in its heart, across the battlefield. The Council fleet formed a towering wall of firepower. Their admiral appeared on the comms, cold and emotionless. Humanity, she said. You were warned. Arek stepped into view. No, he said. You were afraid. The battle began. Council ships fired first, beams of energy cutting through the void. But human shields, powered by ancient technology, bent the light like ripples in water. The horizon returned fire, launching a single blast that split a council cruiser in half. The aliens panicked. They had never seen humans fight like this. For hours, the battle raged. Human ships moved like lightning, weaving between council formations. The council fired again and again, but nothing worked as expected. Humans were too fast, too resilient, too different. But the council had numbers. More ships arrived from hyperspace, creating a storm of metal and fire around the colony. Arek knew they could not win by force alone. He needed a message, a sign that humanity was no longer prey. He ordered all ships to regroup in front of the colony planet. forming a glowing shield over their people. The Guardian appeared beside the horizon, projecting its light across space. Its voice echoed through every council ship. The first builders return through their children, it said. Stand down, or face their legacy. Silence followed. Fear spread through the council fleet. Some ships pulled back, unsure. Others refused. Preparing to fire again, Arik raised his hand. Humanity does not fear you anymore, he said. We choose our future. And with that, he launched a final charge. A burst of light swept across the battlefield. Council ships scattered in panic. The blockade broke. Humanity had stood its ground, and the galaxy felt the shift. But as the battle ended, the Guardian whispered quietly to Arik, "This was not the true enemy. Something ancient is coming." Arik felt a chill. If this was only the beginning, humanity would need to rise even higher. The battlefield was quiet after the last council ships fled into the darkness, but Commander Arik Hale felt no victory in his chest. The Guardian's warning echoed in his mind. This was not the true enemy. Back at the human colony, engineers celebrated, children cheered, and soldiers stood proud. They believed the worst was over. But Arik knew the truth was far more dangerous. If the Council feared something capable of destroying even the first builders, then humanity stood at the edge of a nightmare. Arik gathered his officers inside the Horizon's war room. The star map flickered with strange distortions at the far edge of the galaxy. Mara pointed at the growing shadow. "These signals appeared right after the battle," she said. "Something huge is moving." The Guardian materialized beside them, glowing brighter than before. "The awakening has begun," it said. "The ancient enemy of the first builders is rising from the dark void between galaxies." Arik stepped closer, voice steady but tense. "What is it?" he asked. The Guardian's light dimmed as if remembering old pain. "A force that consumes stars," it said. "A swarm older than time. A hunger that destroyed the first builders." The room fell silent. Mara whispered, "If it destroyed them, what chance do we have?" Arik looked at his officers, and his answer was simple. "We are human. We fight until the last breath." The Guardian raised its hand. A glowing corridor opened inside the vault, leading to a chamber even deeper. "Inside lies the heart engine," it said. "The greatest power of the first builders. Only a human can activate it." Arik and his team entered the hidden chamber. A massive crystalline machine stood at the center, pulsing with slow, ancient rhythm. It felt alive, like a sleeping star. Arik placed his hand on the core. The machine responded instantly, filling the room with brilliant light. Visions rushed into his mind, galaxies burning, planets falling, a swarm of black shapes devouring whole systems. Then he saw Earth, small but bright, standing against the dark wave, like a single candle in a storm. The vision ended with a final message. "You can stop them," the voice whispered. "If humanity stands united." Arik opened his eyes. The heart engine now pulsed in sync with his heartbeat. It was connected to him, to all humans, to their courage, their anger, their hope. Outside, space began to twist. The ancient enemy arrived, a massive shadow crawling across the stars. Tendrils of darkness reached out, absorbing light from nearby suns. The Council panicked and launched emergency signals. Ships from dozens of alien races fled or prepared for the end, but humanity did not run. Arik ordered the entire human fleet to form around the horizon. Every ship now powered by star cores, every shield glowing with first builder energy. The Guardian raised its voice. "Humanity, children of the lost world," it said. "The galaxy stands with you." Something incredible happened. Council ships that once hunted humans now joined the formation. Even alien races that feared humanity gathered beside them. For the first time in history, the galaxy united under one banner. Not the Council, but humanity. The heart engine ignited inside the horizon. A wave of golden light spread out, forming a barrier across the stars. The swarm hit the barrier and screamed in cosmic anger. The galaxy shook, but the barrier held. Arik stood at the front of the bridge, voice calm and powerful. "This is where we stand," he said. "This is where humanity rises." He activated the heart engine fully. A massive burst of light exploded outward, pure and bright. The swarm burned away, piece by piece, until nothing remained but silence. The darkness retreated. The stars shone again. When the light faded, the galaxy stood safe. The Council leaders knelt before Arik in respect. "You saved us all," they said. Arik shook his head. "No," he said. "Humanity saved itself." From that day forward, humans were no longer exiles. They